Afternoon. Wanted to go over a couple of things to deal with racism because I keep hearing a lot of things that just don't really sound right with me. First, the first problem, the media. First thing we have to, as the people, keep in mind is that the media has a job. Their job is to sell advertisements. In order to bring the most value for those advertisements, in other words, to keep the people purchasing advertisements, they have to get a lot of viewers. They have to get that ad in front of as many people as possible. So, these media outlets, instead of informing us of things that we need to know these days, they begin generating viewers to give advertisers more bang for their buck. So they're going to do anything they need to do to get you to turn on the TV and watch their programs, to interact with their Facebook pages, to look at their YouTube channels, whatever they can do. So don't fall into the nonsense about, the news said we hate each other, so it must be true. Because they're there to generate advertisements, and that's what they're doing. The more they can stir us up, the more they can rival all of us up into a frenzy to scare us. The more likely we are to watch their program, and the more advertisements they're going to sell. And those advertisements pay for their cameras, their equipment, their FCC stuff they have to pay for. It pays for the salaries of the reporters and the cameramen and the sound men. So as you can see, it's a lot of money they have to generate, and that's how they're doing it, is by basically putting me against you and you against me. So that's our first problem, is the media. Don't listen to them. Don't buy into what they have to say. If you're wondering if people are hateful, look outside your door. Talk to your neighbors. And if that's too much for you, then maybe the hatefulness is inside of you, and you have to do some soul searching there. Next problem, the racists, the Nazis, the bigots, the Islamophobics, the anti-Christian people, the list could go on for ages. They're all small groups, very small group. The Charlottesville thing that happened a week or two ago is a great example that people came from all over the Southeast to participate in that nonviolent rally that they were having. Guess how many people? 200. 200? What power do 200 people have? There's more people in line at the Chick-fil-A to get a biscuit than that. You got to be kidding me, you're afraid of 200 people. Go to any, large prison in any place in the United States. You're going to find more people involved in sex trafficking, human trafficking. You're going to find more killers. You're going to find quadruple, if not 10 or 100-fold the number of violent offenders compared to those 200 racists. You're going to find more pedophiles in the prison system than you're going to find racist at these big gatherings. It's just it's mind-numbing how people are all up in arms and scared about this tiny group of people. If we act this way towards those people, all we're going to do is drive them underground. And trust me, these small groups of people are much more dangerous on the underground than they are on the surface, because then there's nothing holding them accountable for their actions. So let these dummies go out and have their little talks to each other. Nobody's watching except for their own people. They're preaching to their own congregation. So there's no reason to get all upset and fear these people. They're nobody. Their numbers are small. They have no power. Don't let the news fool you into thinking there's thousands of Nazis coming to get us, because it's simply not true. Next problem. You can't fix hatred with violence. All these people that went to protest, counter-protest, they were putting themselves in a position where they knew it was going to turn violent. That's why they were there. Those people aren't caring about human rights. They're not there to free people, to help the oppressed. They're not there for any of that. They're there because they enjoy violent conflict. So that's why they go and put themselves in the place where it's the most likely to happen. Those people are no more innocent than any of the other racists that were there. They're both two sides of the same coin. They're both bad people looking to do bad things. Think about this scenario. You have two people that are angry at one another. Doesn't matter who's right or who's wrong because everybody thinks they're right. So that aside, two people angry at each other. One person hits the other person. Did it end it? Did it make the other person change their mind? Did the person that got hit go, "Oh, wow, maybe you were right. Thanks for punching me. I'm going to change my ways"? No, that's never happening. Violence leads violence. That's all it can do. It can breed more violence, and you can make more and more violence just by adding violence, and that's all you're going to get out of it. Love is what actually is going to overwhelm the hatred. Hatred cannot be completely extinguished. That's just the way the world is. It cannot be. And to think that it can is just naive at best. But I do believe that hatred is a very small portion of the people here in our country. I believe we have a great country. We're full of great people that are always looking out for one another. They don't hate people. They just are scared. A lot of those people are just scared. They've been told certain things, and then when these groups come together and they fight each other, guess what? A lot of the things they've been told, that makes them true. Believe it or not. That's those white nationalists, that's what they preach, that people are coming for them. They're going to extinguish the white race, and they're going to take away things from them, and they're going to be the minority one day. That's what they preach. So if those people are standing there on a podium, and then all these people come looking for violence and looking to assault them, to hit them, to drown out their voice, you just prove them right, unfortunately. Now, I'm not saying what they're thinking up here as far as their racist heart. I'm not saying that's right. I'm just saying the things that they believe become true when you go at them with violence. And all you're going to do is you're going to breed more. Because now, the children that went to that event, they were already believing that as well. Now they're going to pass that down, and they're going to tell the next generation, they are coming for us. I saw it. They came for me. Now they're going to come for you. And it's going to breed more racists. It's going to grow. It's going to be a growing problem. It's going to get worse and worse. So quit listening to the media. Quit believing that there's this huge population of racists and Nazis and bigots and anti-Semites and all this other nonsense. It's simply not true. There's a very small number of people that hate people based on those shallow means. There's a lot of hatred in this world. Don't get me wrong there. There's a lot of hatred. But there's a very small amount that's based on things as shallow as skin color or where you go to church. Next is be a part of the solution. Don't be the problem. If you're going out there to confront people that think that way, if you're going there to try to beat up Nazis, to punch some skinheads, to kick a Klansman, you're part of the problem, because that's not gonna help anything. It's not going to stop them from thinking the way they think. It's not going to stop their message from being passed down to future generations. It's only going to make that worse. And it's going to get you locked up as well, because then you become a criminal. You become exactly what you were basically claiming to be against. So go out and love people. Give people a hug. Treat people right. No matter what they look like or how they smell or where they go to church. Treat people right. That's how we fix this problem here that we have in America. It's actually very simple. You can't do it with violence. You cannot beat somebody into thinking properly. It's impossible. But, if you show them that they're wrong with love and compassion, with an open heart, get rid of all the hate that's in your heart. That's the first thing you got to do. We can change this world. We can get rid of all this nonsense. And then from there, it doesn't matter what the news reports. If they want to go and tell us all that we're hateful people and that we're all against each other and there's a war coming and civil war, this and all that, they can say whatever they want, because eventually, when we stop listening to it, they'll stop too. When we stop buying their Kool-Aid, they'll stop mixing it up. I promise. So in closing, love each other. Quit buying into all this nonsense. Quit fearing small groups of people that have no power, and become a bigger group of people that love each other. And I think that's really all of my points that I wanted to talk about today. I just wanted to kind of put a different opinion out there, and that's it. So we'll see you next time I decide to grab my camera and run my mouth for 10 minutes. And I hope you find it insightful. I hope it's maybe enjoyable, maybe calm your nerves, make you have a little bit different outlook on the current events that we're facing here in this world. But anyway, make sure to stay tuned for more things in the future. And that's it. We'll see you later. Bye.